Welcome to Salt Lake City, where the mighty Utah student section is ready to turn this place into a cauldron of noise. Rice-Eccles Stadium, home to the Utah Utes. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the UCF Knights, taking on another team from the Big 12, the Utah Utes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you along. And Jesse Palmer, time to get this game started. The Utes will put total leather and will get started. On the run from inside his own 5. He gets a block. He's got an alley. There he goes. Open it up. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Knights.
What a way to start a game. Coaches always talk about from the opening whistle being locked in and being loaded and being ready to go. Taking the opening kick back for a touchdown, man, it doesn't get better than that.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Can't do it much better than that. Get the kickoff return, take it 98 to the house, and put a touchdown on the board. They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Utah's offense takes the field for the first time today. And you'd better be sharp throwing the football to the outside, Jesse, because both of these teams have lock-up corners.
And they're really good at baiting you into throwing their way as well. You got to be careful. And, David, I like these guys, too, because they're not afraid to get their face in the fan and support the run game.
No doubt. And it's fun because when you're a defense and you can shut down half the field, you can do so many different things to give other guys help because you trust these guys on an island outside.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Got room at the 35. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
In these situations, third and eternity, I know exactly what to do. I'm putting more DBs on the field. My best pass defenses, and then I turn my pass rushers loose. Go get that QB.
And the Utes will try to pin them back with the punt. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. He's got great speed. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. So the UCF Knights offense will take the field for the first time. One way to mitigate the explosive capabilities he has on the outside is be physical with him, and this dude will do that.
He will do that, and you don't see a lot of offenses take the top off this D because of this guy roaming around in the middle of the field. He is a true center fielder, so this receiver's going to have to make plays.
This just does such a great job of getting guys on the ground. A lot of people are in position, but he makes plays, so him versus a dynamic wide receiver on the outside will be a great matchup.
See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Right back to the well. And a decent gain there before the defense makes a stop. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited.
And they got him for the sack. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
Gets it out quickly. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. The Knights are moving quickly down the field. To the ground with the back. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
He's going to run it. Nice run there. Picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where.
Touchdown, UCF! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They took it 68 yards on that drive, and the finisher, an 18-yard touchdown throw. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. Stopped at the 42, but he got 15 yards on the play.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
From the gun, running back on the move. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. The Utes come to the line with a new set of downs. Leaves it with the running back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Wilson will throw. Got his man in the middle. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On third down, he drops to throw. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. That's the end of the quarter, and UCF has the lead. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. And the Utes will send out the punt unit. That last punt basically flipped the field. They'd like to do it again. On the move, it's Richardson. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that, up 2 touchdowns.
And this quarterback has been dialed in, too. He's been so good reading coverage, going to where the open guy is with the football. And they've been up and down the field, David, so far.
And this defense needs to make something happen right now. You've already given up a couple touchdowns. Your offense has got nothing going. Still early in the game. Get a stop. Create some momentum for your offense.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Grabbed in the middle. It's Velasquez. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first.
Hit the afterburners, kid. He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
You try to catch him off balance, maybe on the 1st down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass. Defense was ready. You got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play in the offense.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season.
Going for it all. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Got his man. Just excellent coverage, nowhere to go, and they don't come close to getting it in. The defense, a brick wall. Here comes the offense on 1st down. From the gun, the running back has it. Finds just a bit of room. He'll pick up a couple to the 11.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Movement here from the tight end. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. He'll bounce his way ahead for a pickup of 4 out to the 14.
I know that wasn't a big, huge play, and everybody's not excited. The fans aren't going crazy. But those are the plays that in the 4th quarter matter a lot. Again, making you tackle my back, making you feel the physicality of the football game throughout so you get tired and get worn down in the 4th quarter.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Utes will call on their punt team. They'll look to pin him deep. Makes a move. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They've jumped on them, executing at a high level and up 14-0, David.
This is the exact start you want. I mean, offense is playing great. Defense has gotten stops. You're in a position now, Palmer, to put the hammer down and get a 3-possession lead.
I'm really impressed with their physicality on both sides of the ball early in this one. They've been winning in the trenches. So here on offense, keep running the football and show your dominance.
And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. From the 22 on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
You see these windows, they're getting smaller and smaller to throw into. Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a hand in there and knocking that ball away.
Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And you got to get locked in the red zone. A lot of defensive coordinators will tell you, we'll give up yards, but we got to understand what we're trying to get accomplished. Great job down here near the goal line. This defense bowing their neck up and getting a big stop.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of pay dirt.
Well, at this situation on the field, this defense has their hands full because this running back just seems to have a nose for the end zone. Of course, he scored his last time out. He's really good down here close to the goal line finding creases.
Trying to get it done with the run here on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Knights! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. So they move the ball 37 yards on the drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
Listen, a lot of time tips and deflections are because you got great eyes and vision on the quarterback. You see him release the football, you break on it, you tip.
Fires the pass, intercepted. Going the other way, and he's got room. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, UCF! Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. Wants to throw on 1st down. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
Wilson to pass. Ball in the air, intercepted. He goes down right there, but not before coming up with a big interception.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Got it in the middle. It's Stokes. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. And he drops it, just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Well, it doesn't get any more open than that. Good read by the quarterback. He was looking for his tight end wide open on the play. Man, you got to make the catch.
That incompletion leads to 10. He's looking to throw. Fires to the right. He's got it. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. They'll immediately call timeout. The Knights will snap it on 1st and 10.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
He's looking to throw it. Snags it. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, never complain.
They're going to run it. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. Little over anxious out of the stance early, and it's a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. One more snap coming before halftime.
Let's go.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Looking to the end zone. Oh, picked off. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful first 2 quarters today from there in Salt Lake City. 2 quarters of both sides feeling each other out. And it's likely to come down to which offense can find a way to generate some big plays. Adjustments will be a part of it. Maybe it's time these typically conservative play callers open up the playbook. Nothing crazy, but a calculated risk here and there to try to gain an edge in what's been a stalemate.
Little touch pass to the receiver. Shakes off the defender. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Didn't get any breathing room on that last run. Now 2nd and 10 from their own 25.
Rolling. Hey.
Going to the ground. At the 35, he's open. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David. And they're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about...
And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. He'll try to take it back. Touchdown, Knights! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Florida Atlantic is trailing right now, and I know it may look bleak, but this team needs to regroup, remind itself it's at home, and remember just how quickly things can change. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Syracuse. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Cricket.
Looking for a crease. It's Andrews. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him. Second guy finally did. He now has 80 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. Off the play fake on 1st down. Finds his tight end. And the defense coming with bad intentions. They knock him down for a loss. Here comes the offense on second down.
Here we go.
Now they'll try the right side. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here.
On the double.
Bunch formation, trying to confuse the secondary.
Cobra.
Wilson will throw. They'll run the screen. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Hey, man, sometimes you get the perfect play call at the perfect time. That time the defense blitzing, offensive line allowed everybody to run upfield, and they slip in the running back screen, and behind it there was nobody there to make a tackle, and this offense generates a massive play.
And the Utes will line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Quarterbacks have a hard job. They got to drop back and try to see the whole field and then see the rush come. You could tell he did a really good job scrambling outside the pocket, improvising, making a play with his feet, and then getting the first down.
And it's another 1st and 10 play.
Jackrabbit.
Running back searching for a hole. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. The Knights have it with a 1st and 10. They're getting this guy lathered up. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm now. They're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
When they've got him looking run, now to pass. It's complete. There he goes to the right. Touchdown, UCF! And the route is on. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
And you gotta love the creativity with the tight ends nowadays. They can do so many different things. Does a good job. He slips behind the defense. Defense doesn't know where he went. And what does he do? He gets in for 6.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making the tackle for a loss.
Wilson to pass. He makes the connection. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. When you've already sent your punter out 4 times, at least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get a bigger workout if they don't convert. And they'll spot it at the 38 for the first down.
In an offense, if you're going to be successful running the ball, and I don't care who it is carrying it, you've got to have receivers that are willing to block. You've got to have guys that are willing to get involved. How about the receiver here on the stock block going and picking off that safety?
Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
It's so hard because when they run jet sweeps, they don't always give them the football, and then you got to worry about other stuff. But great job focusing on your keys, seeing the jet sweep, pulling the trigger, going, and getting the speedster on the ground.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
On the double.
As they come to the line on 3rd and short from the 43, I wonder if they already know they'll go for it if they don't make it here. Got it in the middle. It's Lyons. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
He's got 93 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After losing yardage, it's 2nd and 12. Wide receiver shows motion. Wilson will throw. Quarterback on the move, still looking. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. Defense in press coverage. That's the end of the quarter, and UCF has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. A manageable distance on 3rd down as they try to convert from the 20. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Finds his big tight end. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down. And here comes the field goal unit. And he'll envision the ball flight as he lines it up from the right hash and 38 yards out. It's good. And they'll put 3 on the board, but the deficit remains huge. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away.
And you just sort of wonder if that's some kind of moral victory from the head coach. You're not going to get shut out in front of all of these eyeballs. We're just going to put 3 points up on the board. As a player, I used to absolutely hate that if I was on the losing team, because you're just trying to save face. I want to go down and try and score a touchdown. I know that the chances aren't great, but let me go out there and compete.
Power football with the run. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 16. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. He's going for the big play. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. 4th quarter, huge lead. I'm not really sure why you need to take that kind of shot.
You don't. You definitely don't need to. You can run the clock. You can run the football. You can make sure that you're playing it safe and conservative. Or you can just go for rub it in your face, eat that. You know, I don't like the other coach.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Makes the grab, and he's got the 1st. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there in a similar situation with a lead like this. They'd definitely be running the ball at this point. They'd probably take their starting quarterback out of the game potentially, but not this unit. They're still taking shots. They're just trying to light up the scoreboard.
Yeah, and a great job by the offensive line, seeing the blitz, picking it up, and then it's on the running back. Running back finds the hole, gets a little bit of a crease, makes a nice run at it.
Throws to the tight end. Caught over the middle. It's Velasquez. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Knights look to keep this drive humming. Looking to move it through the air. Quarterback extends the play. Got his man on the right. Carrying the ball with attitude down to the 42. Sometimes it's not about a fancy play design. It's about just getting him the ball and letting him play.
Especially nowadays with running backs being so good out of the backfield. You know they're going to catch it, and there's so many ways to use them, but exactly. Get it to him, let him break tackles, let him make plays. Easy decision.
And it's caught inside the 15. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
On the ready.
The Knights have it with a 1st and 10.
Jackrabbit.
The give as they work on that clock. They get him down, but not before he picks up 6 to the 7-yard line.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job of getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Okay.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Okay, ready.
That's quite a start to a drive, and now they'll snap it from midfield.
Here we go.
Looking to go up top on 1st down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. Line gets set. 1st down. Wilson to pass.
He came into
Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Got some room to run. Past the 10. Touchdown, Knights. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. At this point, it really hasn't been your best day. Just try to find something to build on here at the end, David.
Yeah, just try to keep fighting. Show your kids you're going to keep fighting, keep throwing the football, try to get some points up. Palmer, points have been at a premium. They haven't scored very much, but keep fighting, man.
Yeah, and just, try to find things to build off of for next week as well, right? I mean, it's all about continuing to improve week in and week out. So whether that's identifying playmakers or just seeing what you can come up with here at the end of this game and not quitting.
Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Got a man in the middle. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
Well, this tight end is so athletic that at times they'll line him up in different parts of the field. That time he was in the slot. Nice job running the route, finding the open space in the defense for the completion.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Wilson will throw. He finds a soft spot in the middle. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fair catch, called for and made. The offense lining up for a first down play.
Here we go.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. He'll pull it down and run. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. Or did he find a hole in that secondary? He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not.
And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Wilson to pass. Unloads to the right. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. After the misfire, now on 2nd down.
Let's go.
He's looking to throw. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. After this, it'll be a wrap. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Good timing on the quick out. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward